What makes a person walk away from everything? The money, the power, and the life they knew. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today, I'll be talking about the story of Saint Francis of Assisi, how he left his riches behind and decided to follow Christ with nothing but faith. You know those stories about billionaire kids who had everything and then just snapped? Well, imagine a guy in the 1200s who did exactly that, but in the most radical way possible. Meet Francis. He was the it boy of his town, rich, handsome, and obsessed with fame. But one day, he walks into the middle of the city, strips off every single piece of his designer clothes, throws them at his father's feet, and walks into the woods without a penny to his name. People thought he had lost his mind, but honestly, he was the only one who had finally found it. Here is a story of how a spoiled party boy became a legend by doing the one thing he was terrified of. Francis wasn't born a saint, not even close. He was the son of a silk merchant, which back then was like being the son of a tech giant today. He spent his night throwing parties and his days dreaming of being a war hero. He wanted that main character energy. But then, war actually happened, and it wasn't a movie. Francis ended up in a disgusting stone-cold prison for a year. By the time he got out, he was broken. The parties felt empty. The expensive clothes felt heavy. He was wandering around, lost, looking for a sign, anything to make him feel alive again. And that was when he ran into his biggest nightmare. See, back then, lepers were the outcasts of the world. If you had leprosy, you were basically treated like a ghost. You had to wear bells to warn people you were coming so they could run away. And Francis, he hated them. He was a guy who would literally turn the other way and hold his breath if he even saw one. But one day, while he's out riding his horse, he sees a leper standing right there in the road. His stomach drops. Everything in him screams, "Run!" But something else stops him. A voice in his head tells him, if you want to find yourself, you have to face what you fear. So he gets off his horse. He walks right up to this man and doesn't just give him money. He takes the man's hand and kisses it. In that one moment, the fear died. He realized that this monster was just a human being. And for the first time in his life, Francis felt a peace that all money in the world couldn't buy. His dad was not happy. Imagine your son starts giving away your business inventory to the homeless. It got so bad that his father dragged him in front of the local bishop and the whole town to demand his money back. Francis realized he couldn't live in both worlds anymore. So right there in the square, he takes off his clothes. He hands them to his dad and says, "Until now, I called you my father. From now on, I only have one father, in heaven." He walked out of the town with absolutely nothing. He went from sleeping on silk to sleeping on the dead, and yet he had never been happier. Francis didn't just hide in the woods. He started a revolution. He talked to animals. He crossed war zones to try and make peace with kings. He treated every bird and every beggar like royalty. He died at 44, lying on the bare ground exactly how he wanted. We usually see Saint Francis as a quiet statue in a garden, but the real guy was a rebel. He was someone who realized that your life doesn't start until you stop chasing what the world wants and start chasing what your soul needs. So, guys, what's that leper in your life? What's the fear that's keeping you on your horse? Maybe it's time to get down into the dust. Maybe it's time to realize that everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of the things you're afraid to let go of. Thank you for watching this video. If this video was motivational and inspiring to you, please support me by subscribing and liking this video. Thank you.